Up. Also, please take this time to share this video. If you are joining me live, please take this time to join me in sharing this video. Share it to at least 5 of your friends on your friends list. Please, please, please. We're going to have a good open conversation, open dialogue tonight. As you all know, there is like a lot of shit going on. I haven't seen you guys in a while. If you haven't seen me lately, whether it's been Talk to Me Tuesday, just posted online, whatever the case, I know I have not been really active, but I just couldn't stay quiet during this time. It was just too important to not speak out, not use my platform, not voice how I feel, not acknowledge how everybody else may be feeling. So I'm just here to talk to you guys. A lot going on. Of course, I would like to take a moment of silence for, not just George Floyd, not just Ahmaud, not just Breonna, not just Trayvon, like for everyone who may have, any person of color who may have lost their life to racism and police violence. Like, I would like for us to take a moment of silence. You guys can do your moment of silence while you're sharing this video, but please, let's just take a moment of silence. If that's not too much to ask, I would really like for us to do that right now. You can pray, you can meditate, you can speak out their names. If it's someone you know personally, or if it's just something that you've seen from social media, article that you have read, I would really like to take this time to acknowledge and respect and send my heartfelt prayers, hugs, love, and support to the families and of any individual who has lost their life to police violence or any racial inspired act. So we'll take this moment of silence. I want to thank everybody that joined me for that moment of silence. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you all for tuning in once again. I am just Jocelyn. Some of you guys, this is your first time seeing me, first time watching an episode of Talk to Me Tuesday. Whatever the case, thank you so much for tuning in. Please share this with your friends, your followers, your family. And I want to get right into it. Like I said, I couldn't personally black out today. I know that it's a lot going on. I know that, there's a lot of hashtags and things like that. But personally, as a media personality, I did feel a responsibility to at least utilize my platform to have an open conversation. Anybody who knows me or has been following me for a while knows that I do not hesitate to talk about anything. So, why would I not take this opportunity to have this conversation as well? I could not stay silent during this time. So that is why I'm here. And that's what we're here about to do. So I will also just like to include, and our moment of silence is over, but just also acknowledge not only people that may have lost their lives to police and racism violence, but anyone who may have lost their lives to violence in general. I know that that's a lot of conversation as well, whether it may have been black on black crime, whether it have been, just senseless violence, domestic violence, physical abuse, whatever the case. I just want to acknowledge all of those persons. This show is definitely dedicated to anyone and all of those families who may have a loved one who may have lost their life. So, at the end of the day, we all matter, and the fight is for all of them, not just any individual person. We have a lot of stories that made the news, but for every story that made the news, there's at least 100 who did not make the news. So I think it's very important for us to acknowledge that and consistently keep those names alive. We live in a culture where we get really riled up, or, especially with social media, there's the hashtags and there's this, that, and the third. But, after time, things die down. So whether it may have been 2 months ago, 2 years ago, 20 years ago, personally, my father was killed when I was 5 years old, and I'm about to be 35. So all those names need to consistently stay alive. So once again, that show is dedicated to any of them. And like I said, I don't want to lose anyone else. And I'm just going to be completely transparent with you guys. I have been like extremely overwhelmed with all of this information. Personally, I've been on backseat from social media since the COVID. So, I'm just going to let you guys know now. I'm going to do my very best to maintain focus and calm, but I am extremely emotional right now. I'm really, frustrated. A lot of things are going through my mind, but I'm just going to try to get this out. Please, like I said, share the video and feel free to comment. This is an open conversation. I do not have all the answers. I am just one person, and I am just here to utilize my platform and bring all of my family, followers, and friends together so that we can have this conversation together, because once again, we are a community within ourselves. So I just encourage you guys that if you have something to say, if you have a question, if you have a comment, please type it below. I will do my very best to get to everybody's comments. I'm as close as I can be to the camera, so I want to make sure that I'm able to acknowledge those comments. If you have something to say, I know we're all hurting. We're all angry, frustrated, pissed off, sad. Just an array of emotions, terrified. I don't know about you guys, but I've been terrified lately, waking up, having nightmares, all those things. So I know that we're all feeling things. So of course, my heart to you. Even if you just want to send some hearts to people in the comments, so drop some black hearts to anybody in the comments, whether it's somebody you know or don't know. You can send them to me. I'm accepting all love, and I'm dropping all the hearts to you guys as well. Because, yeah. So today's show, like I said, I want you guys to engage. Today's show is not about complaining. I'm not here to complain. I am not here to whine, cry, scream, ask questions, why, blame anybody, point any fingers. At this point, what's done is done. People feel the way that they feel. People are expressing themselves in any way, shape, or form that they know how, that they see fit, based on their current emotional state. So I would like for us to just acknowledge that. I am not giving it okay to no one person. I'm not saying it's okay to riot. I'm not saying it's bad to loot. I'm not saying that it's okay to protest. I'm not saying it's a good idea to protest along police officers. Whatever the case, whatever you feel like you need to do for you, consistently do that. And again, my heart goes out to you. So that's not what today's episode is about. So if you are on here and you do have something to say, once again, please feel free to comment, but keep any type of negativity away. This is an action-based conversation. So I only want people in here that's ready to talk about what the fuck we're going to do next. Today's show is titled, What's Next? We know what happened. We know what's going on. We know why. And that's just what it is. If anybody is having any issues, please follow me on any other social media network. So we are on Instagram on talk the number 2 me _Tuesday on Instagram. Also on my personal page, Just Jocelyn Exclusive on Instagram, and on my personal page on Facebook. You can search Jocelyn Adams or Just Jocelyn. Either way, it should come up. So if you guys are having any discrepancies with the live, if any of the connection is fucked up, I do apologize. I will make sure to share this on my pages, as well as put it up on my YouTube channel after the fact. So whatever the clearest video is, I will post it up on my YouTube after the fact. So do not worry if you're missing anything. Just hop on another one of the networks. I'm on all 3 right now. So, and I do apologize ahead of time. So once again, this is an action call. This is a conversation about change, results, and proposed plans for progress. Again, I'm not here to talk about what happened. We know what happened. We know why we're here. We know where we've been. But the question is, where are we going? We know why we're mad, but what do we want? What is it that we want out of this situation? What are we trying to get? What are we mad at? What are the results? What are our demands? That's the conversation I would like to have. We need more community organizations, starting with our neighborhoods and our blocks. Yes, we need to heal everyone. Everything else will follow. I completely agree with both of those comments as well. I think that community organization is like 100% the situation. Realistically speaking, we do not have a strong enough sense of community in a consistent enough manner. Now, I'm not saying that there are no community organizations. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I'm not saying that none of these organizations are working and they're not doing shit, and no city or state has something for their community. What I'm saying is there is not enough. And there's not enough consistency. There's not enough participation, because we have organizations that exist that people just are not participating in. Everybody came out to the protests and to the riots and to the looting, but how many, town hall meetings have you been to? How many of you guys got out there and voted today? No matter what you think about politics, who you think the president should be, or whatever the case, your ass should have been out there voting. Because at the end of the day, that's how it works. Unless you're leaving America, unless you are going to leave this country, you need to make your vote count. So sitting around saying, oh, politics ain't shit and this is dumb and all the candidates are retarded. Okay. Well, maybe you should run for city council or start there. So I'm not even going to get into that just yet because, again, it's all about action. So if that's an action step that you think is necessary, let's fucking go for it. If you about some damn change, guess what? I'll vote for you. And I'll rally up some motherfuckers to vote for you just like I rally them up to vote for anybody else. So that's another option. So once again, like I said, this is an action call. Please continue to share, but be on here ready to have a conversation. Listen, I got notes. I brought my notes that I want to talk to you guys about, but I got my notepad. So anything that you guys feel like we could be doing, we should be doing, I am listening. I am taking notes. Once again, I am only one person, but I got a loud ass mouth. And I talk a lot about relationships. I talk a lot about sex. I talk a lot about a lot of things. So I'm going to have just as much energy for this. Because believe it or not, I am a black woman. Black queen, as y'all see my shirt. I have 2 black sons. I got 4 black brothers. I got a black dad that's gone. I got a black stepdad. I got uncles. So I'm not here for any of the bullshit. I'm here about the action. Moving forward from today, what are we going to do? We can start by speaking to each other when we walk by, lending a helping hand. Yes, I didn't even get to my list, but we could get right to it. So I definitely think that our sense of community, with that being said, that speaking to each other aspect, the sense of community is broken. There is such a broken sense of community. Everybody's so individually focused. Everybody is all for themselves. Everybody's so selfish. And I'm not saying just black people or just people of color, but this is who we talking about. And we as a people, and I'm saying we, because I'm one of y'all, excuse me. And once upon a time, I've been really self-centered and just think about myself. You have those moments where it's just like, I can only protect myself. I can only focus on myself. I can only think about myself and then my family. But those things, that sort of, that way of thinking is such a trickle-down effect. It will trickle down and affect other areas. And which is why we have that broken sense of community now, which is why we don't have those organizations, which is why we don't trust each other. We don't trust each other. That is a good ass point. And as fucked up as it sounds, it's a reality. Now, am I oblivious to black on black crime? No, I am not. Am I oblivious to living in the hood? And the fact of the matter is, somebody might rob you, somebody might rape you, somebody might snatch your purse, somebody might try to shoot you, all that. I'm not saying that these things do not exist. Yes, they are traumas from the past. I'm not saying that these things do not exist. However, we have got to move forward. We have got to look at each other, and it starts individually. We can't be in a spirit or a place where, hey, that we're like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. And we as a community is made up of a whole lot of individual motherfuckers. So if you do something and then your husband does it, then your wife or your sister-in-law, baby cousin Tracy do it, then you teach your children to do it, and you speak to your family and your aunts and everybody, and you guys all do the same thing, then that's one household. Check. And if you keep the same energy, if JG Town, if Critty B, if Contour Body Studio, if Mrs. Bellamy, if Kevin's Cocky, if all of you guys take that same energy, if Kelly, if Rajari Patel, if everybody does the same thing within themselves, within their household, then boom, look at that. Look at that, widespread. But you can't consistently ask of something from somebody that you're not willing to do for yourself. If you're not willing to look within you and acknowledge what your issues. What am I doing that may attribute to racism? What am I doing that may attribute to the lack of community? How often do I help my neighbor? How often do I lend myself as a resource? How often do I support the businesses in my community? How often do I drive from my neighborhood to go out into a different neighborhood to purchase things? How often do I scroll past somebody on social media that is just starting a business or, that has a very similar product that I'm already buying, and I skip past them and go ahead and spend the $6 with Jergens anyway? How many times am I front of my face at somebody saying, oh, they think they all that because they got a business and this, that, and the third, and not wanting to support them and spending my money with Gucci. How often do I get a couple little dollars and run from the fucking hood? When the amount of money that you can spend on a house in the county, you can get a fucking mansion in the inner city. You can build a fucking factory. You can start a home where you can have apartments inside and a whole lot of other people living in there and develop some community living and all those things. Those options are available. But we get our little couple crumbs and we run right out there where they don't give a fuck about you. Oh, I'll come down to the hood to get my hair done. And I'm speaking as a licensed cosmetologist. I got a lot of clients that live in the outskirts. And they'll drive into Philly to get their hair done. Maybe possibly to get their nails done. Oh, but I shop at Giant now. I don't really do save a lot. I only shop at Whole Foods. I ain't got nothing against Whole Foods. I ain't got nothing against Giant. But guess what? That's attributed to your community. Oh, I don't eat from black-owned businesses because they always get smart. They always got a bad attitude. But you have a business of your own. How often do you pull that manager aside like, hey, sis, listen, I would love to come in and give you a class or teach your employees or train them on how to be more professional and how to, present your business in the right way. Hey, I noticed that, you guys don't have proper marketing. What is it that I can do to maybe help or support or assist you so that moving forward, you will get more business and you will be more professional. You will be more accepted by others versus me sitting around talking shit and now I just don't come there. You see what I'm saying? It's all them little small things that we all have accountability. We are all responsible. We are all responsible, and so many people are oblivious to their responsibility. We want to blame every fucking body. And I'm talking to people of color. I'm a woman of color talking to people of color. I'm not here to whine, bitch, and complain about the white man. I'm sorry. And if you guys thought that's what I was going to hear to talk about, I will give you guys a few seconds to remove yourself from this video. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much. It's been real. But if you're here to talk about some shit and really move forward from this, then let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Give me a moment. Let me get to these comments. Black love is more than being in a relationship with another black person. We have to love and respect each other and ourselves. Correct. I'm not even going to get into respecting ourselves. I got some healers on here. I got some therapists on here. I know some access to some therapists. So if that's where you want to go, holla at me. Follow QHT_Philly. We have different therapy, individual services. I'm here to help you out. That's not what today is to talk about, but we can definitely get into that. Because love of self is first. You can't expect anybody to love or respect you if you don't give a fuck about your damn self. And if you don't give a fuck about your neighbor and the person next to you or the people that are of a spawn of you, your same people, your same community, then you don't care about yourself. Because they all reflect you and they all impact you. And that's the thing that we consistently forget so often. Start with the basics, intergenerational communication, the elders educating the young, and of course support black-owned businesses. Good point. Start buying those houses in the city to combat regentrification. Exactly. Because don't get me wrong. I complain about gentrification just as much as the next person. But guess what? If I got a little couple dollars, guess what I'm doing? I'm buying some shit up around here too. So, okay, y'all can throw a little Starbucks down in the middle of North Philly. Okay, y'all can throw a little Whole Foods and Fresh Grocery and try to, spice shit up and throw in these little cafes. But I'm opening up a fucking cafe, too. Just East Cafe coming soon. Little shameless plug. But it's just it's not about getting so scared and just bitching and complaining and moaning about what they're doing. Get right to it. We sitting here saying we want equality, equal rights, and we're just as smart, if not smarter, stronger, better. All those things, which I believe wholeheartedly. How the fuck you mean to tell me we smarter, more intelligent, more creative? Food got more flavor, and we ain't got no fucking cafes down in fucking Northern Liberties. And what's the shit called? Oh God, I grew up around there, so I can't bring myself to call it that. Down North Philly, what's the other brewery town? Why we ain't got no shit in brewery town? Or the stuff that I do see, the black-owned businesses that I do see popping up, guess what? They don't last long. And why is that? Because either A, we're not supporting them, or B, when there are things that may be, causing them to not be sustained, again, we're not lending each other as resources. We so busy trying to kiss somebody else's ass. We so busy trying to make our business, what is the word that I'm looking for? Like, applicable to white people. And it's just like, oh, how can it be, look good for everybody? How can it, how can I make my business open and it doesn't look like a black owned company? I don't want my business to look like, level headed. I don't want it to look like, oh, I'm just for the black people. I want kind of everybody to support. How often we start talking in a way trying to get the attention of the outsider. And again, I don't hate white people. I got white people that I know that I like. I got black people that I know that I hate. So I'm not going to sit here and say this is about black versus white, because it's never been about black versus white. If you believe that, then you got a little bit further to go. It's fucking right or wrong. You're either racist or you're not. And you got black people that's fucking racist. Black people that don't like black people. Black people that don't respect black people. People of color that don't respect other people of color. That don't care about their life just as much as fucking Donald Trump though. So again, it's not that at all. But we just have to acknowledge, like, we got shit to do. We got shit to do. And I think the frustrating part for me, and I know I'm a little bit more like aggressive, I'm a little bit more business oriented, I may be a little more optimistic and persistent than the normal person. Basically, you got black people who don't like themselves. We already talked about that, and that's definitely, and if I need to do another episode next week, because I was on a break, if y'all didn't know, I was on a break. Talk to Me Tuesday was on a break. I needed a break. But here we are, and let's do it. And if that's what we got to do next week, then let's do it. If we QHT got to have a webinar on this sometime this week to talk to the people who don't like themselves, then let's do it, because that's what resources do. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I know something, oh, I have something that can benefit you, and I'm not going to give it to you. And then everything don't have to be free, but at this very point, give me a fucking call. Give me a call. DM me. Message me. If you feel like you need some one-on-one conversation and figuring out, hey, why is it that I don't like myself and we need to unpack some shit, hit me up. Or hit me up and I can send you to somebody else that can unpack. So again, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. What I wanted to talk about real quick, and I'm hoping that this doesn't cut off because I not only have an hour and this is a special broadcast, so if I have to go 2 hours, just know that when the hour comes to a close, then boom, I'll just restart it. I'm with the dumb shit, so let's do it. But yeah, and I know Facebook will let me go for multiple hours, so that's not a thing. But I think that a lot of this, when I say that this episode is about what's next, again, that's the title of the episode, what's next. What's after the screaming? What's after the rioting? What's after the looting? Once everything's gone, what do we do now? What do we do now? What can everybody do to move forward? So, in my opinion, and again, this is you guys' opportunity. Please, 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 please to comment. Let me get to some comments before I go into my next point. Start buying. Yes, I saw that. Fags. This elder teaches classes and help with generational healing and current state the community is in. I will definitely share that. It's SOL Healing. I think I know these people. SOLhealing.org. Also, I love black-owned businesses, but sometimes we do not execute good business where it forces us to go to another, unfortunately. Before I move on, because I do want you guys to continue to comment, so I do not want to overlook that comment. I touched on it a little bit, and I don't know if that comment is delayed or what, but I'm going to reiterate. I will personally, and I've been preaching this shit for a while. Utilize your resources and be a fucking resource. I can speak for me. Just Jocelyn Adams, however it is you know me, Styles by Yes, whatever you know. I know a lot of shit. Personally, as a full-time entrepreneur, I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 12 years now. I have hit a lot of obstacles. I have banged my head a lot of times. I've started a lot of businesses. from nonprofits to everything else, everything in between, nonprofits, working on a cafe. I've done hair. I've owned the salon. I've managed salons. I have, done business consulting. The reality of it is, if I know shit and I know you don't know it, guess what? Like I said, let me holler at you. I've been in businesses. Do not get me wrong. I have been in, not even black-owned businesses. I've been in any business. If I'm there and I see something that I can help, if I'm in a business downtown, I'm pulling you the fuck aside too. Hey, I would love to have a meeting with the owner or the manager so that we could, possibly have a conversation, because I see some things that could really benefit your business and really turn things around for you. And I would love to give you that information, aka sell you that information. You can definitely hold me on a retainer, contract me, and I will give you those bomb ass ideas so you can make your business better. So do you think I'll go into a black owned business owned by my sister or brother and not pull them aside the same fucking way? Not saying and leaving no ignorant ass comment like, these fucking potatoes are so damn salty and I'm never fucking coming here again, and da-da-da-da-da, and why they acting so ghetto. No, that's where we go fucking wrong. I will come at that business owner the same way. Hey, my name is just Jocelyn, and I actually noticed that there was something in your business I would really love to share with the manager or the owner. Oh, you're the owner? Great. Well, here's my card. I know that you're a little busy right now, but if you get a moment, please give me a call. I would really, really, really love to support you. I think that your business is great. I really enjoyed the food, but there was some things about the service that I didn't really like, and I just wanted to kind of bring that to your attention so that moving forward, your business will fucking prevail. How the fuck hard is that? We will go on fucking Instagram and make a 2-hour-long video talking shit about another business instead of simply pulling that person aside, emailing them, giving them a call, leaving it on their voicemail. Write that shit on the back of the receipt if you don't feel like having that conversation. So I personally, and again, this is all about individual accountability. So I'm not sitting here saying everybody does that, because obviously they don't, or we won't have this fucking problem. However, I know that if I can challenge y'all to do it, it's because of some shit that I done. And I do. And granted, I'm not always welcome with open arms, and it's not always like, damn, thanks, sis. Sometimes it's a little bit of like, ooh, ooh. But I know for me, I acknowledge that it's all in that approach, because even as a business owner, if somebody came to me, I've had clients that came to me really respectful, like, yes, you know what, I didn't really like the way that you did this. Or when I was in a salon, oh, I don't really like it here. Or your coworker or one of your stylists, I don't really like the music. It could be anything. But I've also had clients, and either way, as a business owner, I just got to accept that. But I'm definitely more receptive to somebody that's coming to me like, yo, Jocelyn, that was somebody literally just commented on one of my posts that I put up to promote the show, and it was like, it was something that I reshared from somebody else. But even with that, and I'll say this to you guys, we are on the end that we want to give information and give criticism and give feedback and give support, but we also got to know to accept it, because again, it's a lot of business owners on here right now. So just like I'm saying, make sure that you can do that for another business. Make sure you can accept that shit being done to you. It's some people that I follow that I done slid in their inbox. Some of them slid in mine. It's like, yo, Jocelyn, can I get some help? Can I get a business consultation? Can I get some support with my business? Can I work with you? Can I work for you? So don't get me wrong. It's been both sides. But I've slid in people's DMs like, yo, I got a good idea. Like, you doing a good job, but let me holler at you. They don't know I'll be for it, but I'm going to say it, because I'd rather me say it, because I'm saying that shit out of love. I want to see you win, real shit. Or I could let somebody on Yelp, or somebody drive down this thing and look at your fucking building. I could let a person that's not of color drive right in the hood, notice, that's a prime location. Because we do be getting lucky with these good ass locations, and we just fumble the ball. But it's just like, it's our fucking responsibility. Me personally, I'm talking a lot about business, but we gonna move on. But again, that's my expertise, so why would I not? And that's the little small shit like that. It makes a difference. And I know that some of us, we don't do things because we feel like it doesn't have an impact. I literally had my niece, who's only 16 years old, literally text me 15 minutes before the show started and said, well, do you think reposting all that Black Lives Matter stuff, do you really think it make a difference? That shit hurt. I didn't even respond to her. I hope she on here. I hope she on here because I didn't even know what to say to her, because the reality is, how many people think like that? How many feel like, oh, my vote ain't gonna count anyway, so I ain't gonna show up? How many feel like they don't listen to us anyway, they don't fucking care, so what's the point? And if you know what I mean, if 100,000 people have that same thing, look at the fraction of that, those people who now just haven't voted, or who's just not sharing. I don't care if you got 13 followers on your Instagram. Out of those 13 people, somebody really might not know what's going on. I know it's a little hard right now to think that somebody can possibly not know what's going on, or not know about Black Lives Matter, or not know about the recent events. Shit. Oh, Jesus, now everything's just dropping. I don't know, that must mean the spirit is in here, y'all, and they're getting to me. That must mean I'm talking some shit. But just think about how many people just don't. Just think about how many people just don't know. So yes, I think that sharing does make a difference. Only take one to instill doubt in many. Yes. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to use my voice. And I just encourage you guys all to use your voice. That's all I can do. I ain't no super mega star. I ain't got no blue check next to my name. Ain't nobody cutting me no checks to get on here and talk to y'all. I'm doing this shit for me. I'm doing this shit for my sons. I'm doing this shit for my parents and my grandparents and my sister and my brothers. Fuck all the rest of the shit. I'm gonna get money regardless. I've never been hungry. So it's never been about that. But you have got to look at how this shit gonna play out. How is it gonna affect you in the long run? I literally had a conversation that said, damn, you know what's fucked up? All them grocery stores and this, that, and the third, everything been looted. Personally, the grocery store that's directly near me hasn't been looted. I'm grateful and blessed enough to have access to a vehicle that I can drive out to the county to get some groceries if I need be. But guess what? If I just said, oh, well, fuck y'all, that's fucked up. We went on down North Philly. That's fucked up. What's happening down out in West Philly? No, nigga, my son is in West Philly right now. His dad lives in West Philly. So you mean to tell me if it ain't no fucking markets in his area, then you can't go over there because now they don't got no motherfucking groceries? It's just, it's so, I think that my issue should be so simple. It's frustrating. It's so fucking simple. This shit is common sense. This is not saying, hey guys, I'm not saying everybody run for state senate. I'm not saying donate $100 million. I'm not even saying donate $1. I'm saying if you got a car and your neighbor needs to get to the market, take them with you. You going by yourself. Take them the fuck with you. Hey, Miss Ethel, if you got sons and they sitting there playing the game all goddamn day and the lady across the street need help with her groceries, yo, go fucking help Miss whatever her name is, Miss Johnson, with her groceries. If you got 16 fucking cases of water in your damn house and the person next to you don't got no groceries, no food stamps, no nothing, here you go, a case of water, a loaf of bread. What's the big goddamn deal? You made a big ass pot of spaghetti that your family going to eat off for 2 fucking weeks, and you know you're going to throw half of it in the trash, and the people across the street, you know good and goddamn well they don't got no food, and they ain't had nothing in a while because she ain't been working because of the pandemic, and they don't get food stamps, and she's, you know, by herself, or he's by himself, or they got a couple kids and the shit is running low and it's the end of the fucking month. Yo, what's the big fucking deal? If you see somebody and they doing something wrong and you know how to help them, you seen this little boy get left back 3 goddamn times and you got a college degree, you can't tell his mom that he could come over and you could teach him his math, help him with his social studies, help him with his writing, help him work on his paper so the little nigga don't fail again. How hard is that? And again, I'm talking little, small, simple shit. We could get deeper. We could talk about money. We could talk about business. We can talk about protection. We could talk about support. We could talk about all that. So it's like, let's do it. What's up? Because the reality is this shit is happening around us. And I don't know about you guys, but I was always that kid when I used to be in history class. I used to be like, I had a little smart ass mouth when I was a young buck. And it was like, oh, I couldn't live back in them days because, you know, I wouldn't be for that shit. I probably couldn't be a slave. They be whipping my ass. We be talking mad shit. We be hearing about Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X is just like, yo, they was spraying them down with water hose. I couldn't have been around at this time. I'll be fucking the cops up. Meanwhile, y'all sitting on a fucking sideline recording. Everybody recording. Now again, this is not to bash anybody because yes, on one hand, somebody got to record to let the rest of us know what the fuck is going on. I don't live in Minneapolis. Ain't never fucking been there and probably will never go. So I would have never knew that shit. So shout out to the young lady that posted that video. However, the 125 motherfuckers that was standing around, now, honey, y'all could have threw y'all fucking phones at them. Jumped on them. It was 4 motherfuckers. Now, granted, they cops and they got guns, this, that, and the third. However, 4 people versus 125, the odds never change. Throw a can, throw a fucking bucket. If you live in your house and you're watching this from your window, throw a fucking pot of hot water out the damn window. Drive your fucking car into him to get him the fuck off of him. Something. So I'm not sitting here inciting violence. I'm not inciting rioting. I'm not approving or disapproving of a motherfucking thing. Because like I said in the beginning of the show, you do what you gotta do for you, boo. And who the fuck am I to tell you how you feel? And how things are affecting you. That's not my right. That's not my right. And I say this to all of you guys. It's not our right. Whether you agree or disagree with somebody else is doing, unless you are in their particular shoes. And I'm not saying as a whole people of color, and oh, because I'm black, I don't agree with this because I feel the same way they feel. Fuck that. You don't know how they feel. You don't know how some of these young people feel. They don't have a motherfucking clue. They high off perks, don't got no fucking guidance, don't got no goddamn parents. They mom is somewhere stripping or fucking bouncing on a dick some fucking where. Dad's locked up or dad ain't up around. They don't fucking got a grandmom because grandmom either don't fuck with them because they've been doing bad shit. Whatever. You don't know what people are around or what they know. They probably really just don't know no fucking better. I don't fucking know. I didn't know what else to do, so I did that. I posted something a little earlier on my Facebook. I shared it from somebody else, but it did have a ring to it. And this is probably the only thing I'm really going to say in regards to the whole looting because, again, I get the whole, oh, don't fuck up your own community, but we just acknowledge that we don't have no fucking community. Just because I live around here and you live around here, we're not a fucking community. A community is people. A community is not made up of the place. It's not made up of the location. It's not made up of the fucking stores. It's not made up of how much money is there. Community is the people. And if I can't get 20 people on my block to come and hold my hand and support me, then I don't got no fucking community. So fuck all of y'all. No, there's no community. So you're not going to sit here and try to bash people in the head with this bullshit like, oh, y'all fucking up y'all own community. Well, I don't own ShopRite. I don't own Kicks. I don't own Wells Fargo. I don't even got an account there. And if I don't got my damn food stamps, I can't even afford to shop there. So am I saying that it's right that they fuck that shit up? No. But what I'm saying is don't keep pushing this community shit when we don't have that. Community is transparent. You can't see it. It's like air. Community is the people sticking together. It's a sense of community. That's a feeling. That's a feeling. Yes, the people and the bond between them. That's what your community is. Because guess what? If we develop a community, all this shit could burn down. Community is when all that shit was fucked up. And however many people was in the parking lot sweeping and mopping and picking up glass the next day, singing songs, holding hands, crying and holding each other, bringing each other water, bringing each other goods. That's the community. That's the community. The community is made up of those handful of people that cared enough about each other that they went out there and did that shit. They didn't give a fuck about ShopRite. They didn't give a fuck about the plaza. Nobody has stake in the plaza. So no, they didn't care about that. They cared about themselves and each other. That's what community is. So you can't keep on pushing a community down motherfuckers' throat when it does not have, it doesn't exist right now. It doesn't exist. Let me not miss no comments, guys. I'm sorry. Talking about we are not our ancestors. We need to pray to have the patience and strength and resilience that our ancestors had, period. Because what I do know is they got us here. They did their part. Our ancestors are no longer here. Some people are blessed to have older, like my grandma's still alive, but she's not that old. I don't know what she's been through. Unfortunately, I haven't sat down with her to ask her a lot of questions. Maybe I should. My mom, she's not that old, so she didn't walk in the civil rights movement or anything like that. But, and my pop, he passed away, but, he knew a lot about that type of stuff. But the reality is, no, we're not our fucking ancestors. Because either way, they handle business. Whether they got killed for the shit, they was getting pepper sprayed, they was getting hosed down, they got dogs sicked on them, and all that shit. And they got us here. They got us here. Now we gotta get us to the next fucking step. And that's what the fuck we're here to talk about. What the fuck is next? Now what? Okay, we did that. Okay, yet another fucking one of our black men or black people or one of our people. Fuck throwing that black shit around. Another one of our family members. Like, that's how y'all gotta think. Okay. Gunned down. Suffocated. Strangled. Beat up. Okay, now we seeing this shit. We keep seeing this shit. Yes, we're the next generation, so what we gonna do? Okay, we learned how to riot and protest and loot from the past. We ain't doing nothing right now that ain't already happened. Now, granted, we weren't there, so we're so appalled because now we're living through it. But realistically speaking, this is a rerun. This right here that we're in right now is a fucking rerun. Now, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow in the next couple of days as far as that's what we're here to talk about. So what we going to do? What we going to do? What we need? We need to break the fucking control. Because a lot of this is because we are being controlled. We are being controlled. And real quick, I'm going to go over some forms of control because I don't know if that went over some people's head, and I always try to do my research before I start the show. Forms of control: coercing, i.e. isolate or limited resources. Is that existing here in the communities that you live in? As an individual, do you feel a little isolated and have limited resources? Demeaning. Do you ever feel ridiculed? Is there ever any name calling? Are they ignoring the strengths and accomplishments of us? For sure. We get overlooked. It's just like, well, if you ain't a basketball player and you're not a rapper, then you're really not doing much. More often than not, we just be acknowledging each other. But, we don't acknowledge each other because we be so focused on getting acknowledgement from the man or from the others. Oh, well, once they accept us, then I made it. You overlooking all the people in your community. And I'm going to speak from experience because I have experienced this. As a media personality, even as a business owner, period, and all the different endeavors that I have gone into, it's been, that sense of, like, I had to ask myself on several different occasions, over different times in my life, at different periods of time in my life, like, well, what is the success that I'm actually looking for? At one point in my life, it was like, okay, well, once I have 6 figures, or once I got $1 million in the bank, or once I got 4,000 followers, or once I got, like, what are you really trying to get to? Until I had people, I don't give a fuck, and anybody that knows me knows this. If you've been tuning in, if you've been watching me, if you've been following me, if you've been friends with me, you know. I appreciate the shit out of my little 4,000 followers. Because I make a fucking difference. When you got somebody call you or text you or inbox you like, yo, I watched you today and that post that you put up, literally, I've had people DM me like, yo, I was literally considering suicide and you put that video up and it was like it spoke to me. Am I bragging? Fuck no. Fuck no. But do I have to acknowledge the fact that I am making a difference? I do have a voice. That is success. I am successful. If I have individually made an impact on another motherfucker by being my natural self, I am successful. Yes, I have done something. And I am happy. I am proud of that. But so often we be looking past everything to some imaginary acceptance that realistically, sad to say, may never even come. And if and when it does come, then you be on the other side. That's when you start selling your soul and shit. And I ain't gonna go there and I'm not calling nobody out. But that's when you pull a fucking Kanye and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? It's like, If your purpose behind what you're doing is making a difference and you're actually hitting on that purpose, then boom, you did something. Let me get back to the goddamn forms of control. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry, y'all. So they're coercing, demeaning, handicapping, aka shaming, scapegoating, making you a non-equal, or excluding you from major decisions. I.e., y'all act like y'all fucking scared to vote and shit like that. You think you ain't gonna make no type of difference. You don't want to say anything because they make you feel like you don't have a voice. No, you making yourself feel like you don't got a voice. If you're talking and you can hear me and I can hear you, you got a motherfucking voice. Go use it. Oh, you think that you're one person? Okay, one piece. Every one person gotta go and do that shit, and that's how you get 6 million motherfuckers. Go get to it. Confusing, gaslighting, double standards, blaming you for your bad actions, distracting you from things that's important. How much important shit is going on right now? And then how many times have real important things been going on and we've been distracted? Whether it's been sports, whether it's been a random ass tweet from somebody or a random item that's coming out. Now new Jordans want to come out, and this, that, and the third, trying to distract yourself from some shit that's going on. I'm surprised and grateful that all this shit is still relevant in everybody's mind and we're still talking about it. Not calling it shit, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Badgering, pressing or I don't even know what I wrote. Refusing no. So how many times have you literally been like badgered? Yo, what do you do? Even getting pulled over. Getting pulled over. We don't even know our fucking rights. Y'all want to say, oh, black people don't got no rights and we don't know, No, we actually have rights. We don't exercise them the way that we should and the way that we could. We just kind of sit back and take it. Like prostitutes that ain't getting paid. We just literally sit back and take it. Like, I might have rights, but they said that I got to do this. No, when you get pulled over, you got a right to listen. Here's my fucking license. No, I don't have to get out the car. Yes, I can call somebody. Yes, I can put my video on. Yes, I have the right to you to have a body cam. Yes, I have a right for you not to come in my car without probable cause. No, I'm not. Like, come on. What the fuck? And the sad fact is, y'all can sit here and say, oh, well, I don't like to talk back to the cops because I'm going to get killed. Well, guess what? These motherfuckers ain't even talking back to the cops and they getting killed. So now what's your excuse? Open up your fucking mouth. And if you don't know your rights, look them the fuck up. Look them up. Because nobody can blame you. Like, you cannot blame anybody else for the things that you just choose not to find out. I Googled the dumbest shit. The dumbest shit. I Google how to unclog a sink, how to make slime, how to bleach my hair, where to find the best bundles. Like, Google some fucking rights. Google your goddamn rights in your city, your town, whether you want to go from the Constitution, the amendments, all the way down to what are the rules and rights in your city, state, and municipality. You got the right to bear arms. You got the right to get a license. My dumb ass been carrying around a license to carry for years and never even purchased a gun. Can I be mad at anybody? Well, I took the first step. Now I ain't got one. Now shit about to turn up and I got to scramble to go get one. Well, guess what I'm going to do? Scramble to fucking go get one. But it's not nobody's fault. We are in a generation where we have too much access. We have too much access. We have access to everything. We choose to intake the negative. We weed right over the shit that we could get and use for a positive manner and just like, we just want to sit around and complain. When we got just as much ammo to do the opposite. Some of the other things, what was it? Denying, refusing responsibility, minimizing or making excuses for destructive behavior, bullying, withholding, deceiving, manipulating. All these things are being done to us. Those are all means and matters of control. We are controlled. So until we can break from that control, then we are still always going to be a step behind. We will always be a step behind. No, we're not slaves anymore, but yeah, you're still being controlled. I'm not saying everybody's on welfare is a slave. I'm saying that we need to take the meat, do what we have to do, that if we are going to utilize welfare, make sure that you have an exit strategy. No, I don't plan on getting on welfare and staying on there forever because they will always have you by the balls and the ponytail at the same goddamn time. It's just a fact. Yes, heal. Heal is always going to be the answer. And that's an internal thing. We all have to individually do that. Take that time to individually do that. And then as you heal, consistently make sure that the people around you are doing the same. When you're healing, share your stories. So many of us, even there's people that are healing and that are getting better and doing better. And again, have you ever known anybody that was in the same situation as you? And once they got better, they disappeared. Now, I'm not saying that for your mental health, you shouldn't do what's best for you. If you feel like you need to move out of town or you need to remove yourself from the situations or stop talking to these people because you are trying to do something different, I completely respect you. However, each one teach one. I might not even know what healing looks like. I don't even know that I'm scarred or that I am burnt. I don't even know that I'm hurt. I just know that this is all I know. I don't even know that there's a word for it. But you do. You do. So it's your responsibility to tell me. And again, if you want to argue with me that it's not, then again, goodbye. Because it is. It's a resource. If you know somebody's hurting, you know somebody's in a situation that you can help them out of or that you've been in before. And if nothing else, you can give them some support, some resources, some advice, some information. Give it the fuck to them. If not, you're just as responsible. What the fuck don't y'all get? If you don't have a skill, find one, Google one, YouTube one, period. And if you have a skill, share that shit. And so many people overlook skills. It's like, oh, I don't know how to build houses. And, oh, I don't know how to do hair. Y'all think about shit that got money. Again, I'm thinking you know shit that people don't know. You probably live in a house with somebody that ain't graduated from high school. But you so focused on getting your PhD. And your brother can't read. How ass backwards is that? Y'all laying next to motherfuckers. Your husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend can't fucking read. You hear him saying shit? It's like, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. On the phone talking to your girlfriend like, bitch, let me tell you how we was out. And he gonna say escargot. I was so fucking embarrassed. No, bitch, that's your goddamn responsibility. That's your man. That's your king. Whatever you want to call him. Teach that motherfucker. Listen, babe. Moving forward, this is what it is. And apparently, I'm starting to recognize that you may not have some fundamental, information or fundamental basis behind the English language. Let me help you. Let me help you. Let me support you. Let me not bash talk you and break up with you and then air you out on social media like, this nigga dumb as shit. His dick was little. He ain't never had no fucking money. Did it? Ass fucking backwards. Ass fucking backwards. It's ass backwards, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just like we all have something to offer. We all have something to offer. All of us. And it's just as simple as just being that. Being the resource to your fellow neighbor. Caring enough about your fellow neighbor to want to be a resource to them. And I swear if we all individually do it, it will make a difference. I know I sound like an optimist and I just sound like a person that's trying to sprinkle rainbows and butterflies everywhere. I promise you I'm not. I'm a good person and I'm an optimistic thinker, but I'm not a dick eater. I'm not retarded. I'm not delusional. I know. This is common sense. It's common sense. One person. You're only responsible for yourself. Everybody on here, and I'm going to tally up my views. Probably ain't a lot, whatever, but it's enough of y'all motherfuckers on here. If all 8 of us take this same energy and give it to one person, and then that one person gives that energy to another person, and then that one person gives that energy to another person, and then we luck up and one person give it to their whole household, and there's 6 people living in there. Boom! Now we got 6 people to go give it to one person. You see how them numbers rise? If you're bad at math, hit me up. I know somebody that's good at math. I'm not technically not. However, I will forward you to somebody if that's the issue and you can't grasp what I'm saying. Don't focus on the numbers. Don't focus on the bigger picture. Don't focus on, oh, well, we got to do this and we got to do that. And what is this person going to do? We so busy waiting for a fucking savior. Nobody is coming to save us. We have got to save ourselves. We have got to save ourselves. And we have to individually make sure that we are prepared to do what we got to do to save our family, teach our family, teach our friends around us. And if all of us do that and get more of a sense of community, share more resources, give a fuck about each other just a little bit more, If we gave a fuck about each other just a smidge more, you know, the one thing that wouldn't be a bit an issue. They wouldn't keep on saying, "Oh, y'all only care about crime on black people when there's white people doing it. What about black on black crime?" You know what? If we gave just a teeny bit more fucks about each other, they wouldn't have that one. And that's a big one going around right now. That'll be a win. That'll be a win. Yes. Build the fucking community. What are we going to do? What do you have? What do you have that somebody can use? Every single body on here drop something. We got 3 minutes left and I'm not redoing it. I will revisit this conversation next week or possibly tomorrow because I'm with the dumb shit. Everybody on here drop something right now. Now, I just sit here and let you guys know that resources come in all forms. All forms. Everything from having extra food in your house to an extra room in your house to you having a car to you having gas money for somebody to you having knowledge to you having an extra book, extra spare clothes, whatever you got that you can give to support to your fucking community and build a goddamn community, drop it below because everybody got something. Every single body on here needs to post something. And it doesn't have to be your business. It doesn't have to be your skill. It doesn't have to be what you do at work. It don't have to necessarily be anything in particular, but it got to be something because everybody has something to offer. And I'm going to run mine out while we going. I am intelligent as fuck. I have been to college, but I did not graduate. I do have a license. I am a licensed cosmetologist. However, I got 2 able-bodied sons. I got 2 able-bodied hands of my own. I have access to vehicles. I have access to extra funds sometimes. I have extra access to beauty services, whether it be facials, manicures, pedicures, hair services. I have my voice. Shout out to Danielle for her voice. I have my voice. I use my voice for anything. Anything. I'm not good at math, but I'm really, really good at writing. I'm really good at English. I'm really good at speaking. If you need help with public speaking, if you need help with talking to people, if you need help with thinking about a business idea, something that you may have to do, reasoning skills, shout out to that. Let me see. I'm great at math, studying more about agriculture, and if you need a ride to the market, boom. I'm also a great nurturer. I personally don't like kids, but I am extremely good with teenagers. I'm learning. Light work is an air that is attached to a hollow vessel that will be here when you need to heal. I'm donation based. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody has something to offer. Just, guys, I just want to end this with saying, utilize your resources and just be a resource, guys. Please, please, please be a resource. I do not want this to cut off on me. I got 5 minutes. Fuck that. We on and popping. Oh no, this one is about to go off. I just want to encourage you guys, right? And I'm gonna just say this before it's all said and done. I encourage everybody to just take a look around you. Take a look around you. I'm so sorry that I still got 2 pages worth of notes that I didn't get to. And I'll let y'all know when I'm good at cooking too, when I will redo, this conversation. But I just want to end this by saying that I love all